Good hello and welcome back to yet another apathetic episode of Wargaming. Whatever. Uh,
Proudly brought to you by Carabarrel
oh,
Games.
fuck.
I was about to say thing. Sponsored by Game Genic, the best deck box you could on the market. Some shit like that, and that's.
I knew they were going to do that. I was just waiting for it. I made them promise not to flog their garbage wares, and here they are flogging them like there's no tomorrow.
Next G.
God.
Jono, do you need an emotional support Bretonian battle standard bearer circa 2004 Games Day?
Look, I really do.
You know what would be really cool to go with that model there, Mitch?
Mm.
A fucking army.
Yeah.
Also, yes, croissant. A good croissant is love me a good croissant.
Look, you know what would really go well with that though? Regal lemon lime bitters. Okay.
Bonus points for anyone in the chat who can tell me what this means. But
God.
this guy's name is Séverin du Verdevin.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Séverin du Verdevin.
All I heard was in
Cameron du Verdevant.
Spectre Clouseau.
Bonus points to anyone in the chat who
Croissant?
can figure it
I
out.
don't understand that reference.
Wait,
Look, I
Spectre
think
Clouseau?
Mitch is just making words up now.
No, well, I mean that is basically French.
To be fair, between Games Workshop and Shakespeare, they have basically covered the dictionary
Yes, this is true.
Look, you're not
in multiple
entirely
languages.
wrong, which is rare for you that you're not wrong.
The most
is very
beautiful
rare.
word that Games Workshop ever devised was blood secretor.
That is a pretty fantastic word.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty great.
It's pretty good.
But look, shameless self-promotional aside, from Cal, who's an absolute cuck. We got a great show this
Sponsored
evening.
cut.
Oh, yes, we get it. People like you. We
Somehow.
get it. We don't understand why. Look, just like magnets, we just don't know how it works.
No, Callum is just very good at writing proposals.
That would explain how you're married then.
Actually, I winged that one. My entire
Jesus
house was
Christ.
winged.
But look, LVO happened. Some stuff got stolen allegedly, so that was interesting. We'll delve into that. World Eaters, they're going on pre-sale soon. I don't even know why pre-sales are
Saturday.
even a thing in this day and age, but they are. So that's happening and coming up. And Cal's got some bullshit in over under later on this evening, so that's going to be fun.
Nothing good will come of this. It's probably not going to be anything Warhammer related.
But you know what is Warhammer related?
It's going to be like,
Warhammer
oh
for
no,
you guys.
Magneto's way OP, man.
It's so going
He's
to be.
pretty solid.
But we'll deal with that when we
Yes.
get to it.
Just
but
throws
first,
buildings.
it's something that is
Fucking
Warhammer
Magneto, of course
related.
he is.
And continuing on
Gathering.
the theme of this year, talking about
Versus
cardboard. On
Disney
Invasion,
Lorcana.
look, on everyone's favorite 26th of January this year, colloquially known as Invasion Day to the woke crowd. Mitchell, I'm looking at you. We played
I'm gonna be
Magic
very
all
quiet.
day, and
It
it was
was good.
fantastic.
And not a single celebration was had.
Zach, what was the stupidest thing that you did with Exterminatus?
The stupidest thing I did with Exterminatus was I felt bad about using it because in our first game, every single person, there was like a period of like 6 or 7 turns where every person dropped a board wipe. So I didn't board wipe, and then I died. Because I decided
Absolutely
to cast
serves you right.
Exterminatus into the graveyard. However, in the first game, I did the opposite of that. I cast Let the Galaxy Burn with an extra 5 mana, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It was
So it was
stupid.
like 5+2. So everything died basically. Everything 7 or less died, which was everything. I then duplicated it because I had no hand. I had all the mana, no hand.
It was rather funny watching you just sit there playing 1 card per turn and then having like 20 lands untapped because you just were not drawing anything.
So I cascade using the Galaxy Burn into, I think it was a Soul Ring. More mana, exactly what I needed. So I duplicated the spell and cascaded into Blasphemous Act.
That was
Ooh.
fucked.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, it was stupid. Anyway, I'm going to make Jono a widower, and yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
currently the plan.
Yeah. So my wife played with a pre-con. Nothing changed in it at all, and was just building stupid shit on her board, and everyone was just ignoring her for some reason.
No, we didn't ignore her in the first after the first game. We did not ignore her, but
No, in the first
you,
game,
Jono,
in the
are a
first
cunt.
game, when you and everyone else were going and blasting the shit out of my board constantly. To be fair, it was mainly board wipe, so it was probably blasting everyone's board, but it felt very personal.
Well, it was personal.
It was
They
personal.
were mostly played in response to you building up your board.
I never got to actually do anything.
No,
though.
but you got like within a turn of doing something, and we decided to preempt that by killing you.
Look, to be fair though, playing a deck entirely of vehicles was great because the number of board wipes that I basically dodged, it only set me back 1 or 2 turns because all that you got rid of was my pilot tokens and left all the vehicles there because they were not creatures.
Anyway, Jono wonders why we pick on him. It's because he's a fuckwit.
That's
This is
exactly
true.
why.
This is
That's 100%
exactly
why.
why.
I
But
think
eventually Zach will learn some tactics. One day,
I don't
maybe.
need you for tactics. I serve corn. Kill.
Maim, burn.
I was going to say,
What's the
there's
card
a
that
bit
Zach
more.
played?
Good card.
Tactics. I have 1 million men and faith in the Emperor. I don't need tactics.
Correct. That was actually how I killed Jono in that first game, if memory serves.
No, in the first game.
In the first game was I killed you with blood for the blood god.
No, or something.
Mm.
To be fair, I
which
probably should have
made me
blocked a whole
very
bunch
happy.
more, and I probably shouldn't have gone out and
It
pissed
made me
everyone
very
off.
happy. Because yeah, I was like, hey, I have cards now, and you all took 8 damage. Woohoo!
Yes, and I was on 7
Um,
life at the time. I was very upset about this.
So, I have a thing I want to talk about. Something
Oh,
I'm very
dear.
excited about.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh. Do I need to get the profanity beeper out?
No.
And the racial
Custodes.
counter.
Custodes are going to be good again.
So does that mean
Custodians
you're
have been
actually
good
going to
again.
Goulburn to pick them up?
One day. Goulburn is very far away, and I am very tired.
It is quite far.
It's like, what, 5 hours?
No.
From
Newcastle? Yeah, something about that.
Only 5 hours. It's basically just up the street.
It's a Sunday drive.
3 hours and 44 minutes. That's not too bad. I could do that in a day.
That's only like $643 in petrol.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's fine.
Anyway, obviously we got our OBSEC back, and much like the knife ears, we got our stratagem restrictions.
The stratagems.
The restrictions that should have been removed long ago because everyone else had transhuman physiology and all sorts of other shit like that, and they were allowed to use as much as they wanted.
Does it feel like it was
also-
very much picking on you, Zach? Like personally,
It did feel like it was very much personally picking on me.
Wonder how that feels.
Yeah. But Armor of Contempt being gone.
Big playfield leveler.
It was the worst fucking rule in the fucking game. And while 100% Death Guard are so much shit in there without it, it was a shit rule and I just hated it.
Look,
Even with my Death Guard, I hated having it.
I
It was
enjoyed
just so
it.
lazy.
I enjoyed it for one reason and one reason alone.
Because they changed your rules for Iron Warriors.
Extra maths. It added extra maths to the game, and that always makes me happy.
I really hope you die.
Statistically speaking, it will happen eventually.
And yeah, all I know is that, like, especially with the changes to the Arcs of Omen and having multiple,
Yes.
the Arcs of Omen detachment, I can have lots of things. I'm not limited by a battalion detachment because I can't afford more than that because everything's fucking expensive. I can have 4 HQs. That is awesome. I love that for me. But yeah, also Dread Host. Dread Hosts are probably going to be really nice because fuck you, I made P4.
Look, I'm personally not a fan of the Arcs of Omen detachments. Mainly because it feels very much like it takes too many restrictions out, and you're going to end up just having reskinned copies of the exact same army over and over again.
I
In
mean,
saying
this
that,
is
it also
true.
kind of adds restriction. Like if you
No, it
wanted to
doesn't.
run,
You're wrong.
oh, like if you wanted to run
You are
something that
wrong.
was, purely fast attack, purely heavy support, it gets a little trickier.
No, it's no trickier than
No,
it
it
was
doesn't.
before.
And look, I understand people like, oh, it's no more troop tax, no more troop tax, but the troop tax was there for a reason.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like as a change to competitive play, it's a weird choice. Because competitive play should be about restricting things because you
Yes.
can't trust competitive players.
No, they will find the
But-
stupidest, most broken thing, and they will run it, Callum.
Yeah. And we'll have a
Yeah.
good time doing it.
No, you won't.
No, they won't. They
No, they won't.
seem they all. I don't know. Like, obviously, we only see the most vocal parts of that community, but they all seem fucking miserable all the time.
I'm not miserable. I run a Lemon Rust tank company. I turn my opponent's army into a DPS check. Did you bring enough anti-tank? No, you didn't.
Actually, Mitch, I'd like to just remind you that
I will now, though.
I did bring enough
You
anti-tank.
did bring enough
I will
anti-tank.
literally show up with fucking Mortarion, fucking Demon Prince, some Blight Haulers, and some Plague Burst Crawlers, and then you'll see what your Lehman Rust tanks do.
I would turn up with roughly 400 shuriken shots.
And you,
just turn out to be anti-everything.
This is correct. Oh god, it's disgusting.
Tabling Custodes on turn 2 should not be a thing.
No.
That happened?
Yep.
Twice.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's now a
It was the
repeatable
most boring
phenomenon.
game that Cal and I have ever played.
Which
We
is
only
got in
ultimately
in
the
under
problem.
an hour.
We hated it.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
that wasn't
why
even the full
removing
shuriken list.
restrictions is stupid, because it lets people have open reign to just do dumb shit.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
run
but that's
9 Lehman Rusts in a normal detachment. I'll have you know.
don't you know.
Yeah, but imagine if you could run 4,000 points of nothing but Lehman Russes. With no
It's
drawback.
doable. It's doable.
It's like open play doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what the
no, I
Arcs of
mean-
Omen detachment is, just open play. It's competitive open. I'm calling them out for what it is. Arcs of
it's
Omen
not.
is competitive open play.
It's not. It's.
I for one embrace that, you overlords.
But yeah, but like I was watching Bricky talk about it, as he said in two incidences. He for one, and I also for one, welcome our new Iron Hand and AdMech
Cool.
overlords.
Yeah. I feel like this was the only way that AdMech could get out of the 37% win rate.
I mean, look, I don't know, like, not with necessarily with this detachment, but like, yeah, like with a lot of the changes that they had made, like a lot of the understandable and very fair restrictions that were placed on them, undoing that, I think the fact that they're going back and removing restrictions and changes they made because they're no longer practical. I think that's very good. But yeah, AdMech do have a lot of really nice buffs. Bionics being bumped up to 5+ invuln is really nice. Cataphren finally being core.
Yes, yep. Which is a big deal for them. There's a lot of commands and a lot of strats and abilities that really rely on core for them. Yeah. Like that's what we saw with the robot chickens. Like kind of once they were taken out of core, you did not see them on the table.
They were no longer as effective.
Like there was no synergy to them anymore. Like they did nothing except be there.
Sort of like me.
Yes, very much like you, but less annoying.
No, it's still very annoying.
I mean, look, let's have a look at the robot chicken just for.
I'm picturing something very different every time you say robot chicken. Yeah, pretty much that.
Proudly brought to you.
Well, fuck off.
Where is the robot fucker? Where is the chicken fucker?
The Iron Stride?
Sidonian Dragoons. No, Iron Striders still saw play because they were still there. Oh, depending on who you were with.
If you're building something where you needed something fast, because very little is fast in the rest of Admech.
This is true. Because which Forge World is it? I think it's Metallica. Yeah, Metallica. Ignore penalties for moving for firing assault weapons when advancing.
Yeah.
Iron Striders are. Oh, give them their last cannons.
Which we don't say that often.
85 points to move 10 inches, fire an assault to D3 plus 3 last cannon. Because it's a fancier last cannon, obviously.
It's a better last cannon.
And yeah, like that's real nice. But I think it was more the Dragoons because they would just fucking charge the cunts.
Hey, Mitch, is anyone in your gaming group playing AdMech by any chance?
Nope.
Shame. They probably should be.
Yeah, well, I mean, doubly so since my play group tends to be pretty competitive. Why do you think I'm running the Lehman Russ Tank Company? Which, by the way, I can run 12 Lehman Russes and a Baneblade and still not break 3,000 points. So we have
Not
a
enough.
problem here.
You need more of them.
So, I would also just like to make a comment that the Scorpius Disintegrator is the most pointless vehicle in the entire game.
I mean, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're wrong. The most pointless vehicle in the entire game is by far the Necron Obelisk.
Yeah, okay, that's fair point. However, with the change to no more Armor of Contempt, it's not as shit.
It's still
so,
very shit.
Yeah, but so what we have here is 125 points for just a pretty standard vehicle stat line. Its base weapon is a 36-inch heavy 3d3, strength 5, -1, 2 damage, -1 AP, 2 damage, blast weapon with indirect fire. So in a
indirect
world,
fire as a whole was stupid.
So in a world of Armor of Contempt and indirect fire, it's just like, cool. I get -1 to hit on this. I'm hitting on 4s now, and also you basically get like a 3 or 2 or 3 up save against this.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyway, it's shit. On a Gadu crawler, way better.
Still cheaper than an Obelisk to do probably about the same.
I would actually bring 3 on Doom Crawlers. I wouldn't even bother with the Castellan robots. I'd bring Doom Crawlers. 100 points, free war gear. Fucking oath cunt.
Yeah, look, you're not wrong there, which is strange.
The Castellans are still pretty
No,
solid.
Jono, that's the problem, is I'm usually right.
You're sometimes right.
Usually right. Yeah, no, AdMech are gonna do work. But yeah, we are definitely going to see the return of the Iron Hand's Hand of Pain.
Oh yeah.
Hand of Pain for Lion. Right up, all up in there. Yeah.
What is it with Iron Hands and being inexplicably good in the tournament scene? Outside of all lore significance that they have.
I know, that's the best part, is because like they don't fucking matter. Like, Fuckhead got his head cut off, and literally they barely appear in the rest of the fucking Heresy series.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't matter.
They're literally the faction that you can take out of lore for that section and nothing changes.
Yeah,
like I have not seen them mentioned in the actual 40k part of 40k.
Oh, you see, no, there's Medusa 5, which was like based around their entire planet. I think Medusa 5 is their planet. Their planet's named Medusa. Would not be surprised if Games Workshop's like, hey, here's Medusa. Also, here's Medusa number 5 that's unrelated. But yeah, like, I mean, because let's have a look. Let's have a fucking squeeze.
Well, I suppose Fulgrim got his fully 6 sword.
Yeah.
But he ends up with the fucking Slanesh swords.
Well, the Devastated Doctrine is active. Models with this ability do not suffer penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons. In addition, while the Devastated Doctrine is active when resolving an attack made with the heavy weapon by a model with this ability, reroll once. They no longer have to change doctrines.
They just keep it. It's there.
Which is very fluffy.
But coming into gameplay, we know how much just having innate abilities is kind of can get overwhelming.
Well, I mean, in 8th, it was the Feel No Pain, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was their whole thing, which is like everything is a Feel No Pain that is a vehicle or something like that.
Yeah.
Or everything's yeah. And so it's just.
To answer your question, Mitch, coincidence. That's why it's purely coincidental.
No, I think it's something deeper.
Oh wait, no. I apologize. I
think Mitch is onto something.
The flesh is weak.
The flesh is
Everything
weak.
has a Feel No Pain. 6 up, Feel No Pain. Cool. That's the same as it's fine. It's yeah. Model tactics choose whose characteristics can change. They suffer damage. I consider to have double the number of wounds remaining for the purpose of. Yeah, no. We're just going to see armies of dreadnoughts and tanks.
It's just they happen to get good rules every time.
I'm convinced that one of the Codex writers, their favorite chapter is Iron Hands.
I'd actually go the other way. In marketing, I think because they didn't appear in the lore, there's not a lot to sell there. They have to make it gameplay based.
No one's favorite chapter is Iron Hands. No one's favorite Legion is Iron Hands. Anyone who says that is fucking lying. Ferrus Manors is no one's favorite Primarch.
I have never,
fucking cunt.
ever seen a successor chapter to the Iron Hands.
There is one official one. Sons of Medusa.
Yes.
They were basically. It's a religious dispute.
Not from Medusa 5.
Titties.
But look, anyway, moving on. Before Zach says something else, let's talk about the Las Vegas Open. How great was the Las Vegas Open?
Yeah, it's the best time there, bro.
None of us paid any attention to it, did we?
I paid attention to the reveals.
I would have probably paid some attention to it if I was not unconscious for most of the weekend.
Well, whose fault was that?
I watched.
That was my fault. But look, I did watch Ricky's list for sisters that he was bringing, which is like it's not a good list, but I love it.
Look,
I watched a bundle of the live games. I watched a bundle of the live games over a bunch of different systems, and yeah, it was all right. I think they had Trapped Under Plastic. They also did their live podcasts at LVO. Where you basically see a Scott crowd surf on
watching nerds. Nerds crowd surfing on nerds is always fun.
That was fantastic. That was probably the highlight of LVO, to be completely honest.
But look, I think the big story coming out of LVO is that we have the world's most stupid nerdy thief.
Yeah.
So for those that haven't heard, allegedly, and the only source that I can find on this is Spiky Bits, although Callum insists there are other sources, but I can't find them.
Yeah. I'm in a bunch of the different groups though, where it happened on the day and everybody was posting about trying to find the guy that did it and it's gone missing, etc.
But yeah, so a case was nicked from the GW booth.
No. CM Studios, I think it was.
I thought it was the CM Studios case from the GW booth.
No. They had their own stall there, where they were because they're a painting studio, so they got their early edition models.
This is why having a proper source would be good. But look, the important bit is
Spiky Bits is so reliable, Jonathan.
There's probably Spiky Bits that took the case. Allegedly.
It probably fucking was.
Spiky Bits took the case just to drum up some commotion.
No, and then they planted it on JH Miniatures store.
Maybe. But look, the reason this particular thief is stupid is because the case contained unreleased professionally painted miniatures.
Yeah.
Good luck selling those. Or playing with them anywhere.
you're not doing anything with them. Take them out of the box. You're fucking busted.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much. That's
Like there was Horus
Yeah.
Ascended, which was just been released and just only given out like a month ago to a bunch of professional painters for the showcasing.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Forge World Vulcan, which is here nor there, been around for a minute.
he's been around for a while.
And then the Angriest of Ronalds. Like that has got to be the most coveted model in the last few months since it was kind of previewed. You can't do anything with that thing.
No.
Nope.
Like, and even the 3D STL that came out a couple of months ago, which is fantastic, almost, is still different enough that you can tell the difference between that and the official GW model.
It's also
From
a pain in
afar.
the ass to print,
Yeah.
just for the record's
Like,
sake.
Even if somebody managed to get it off on an 8K.
It is allegedly, very painful
Look,
to
it's
print.
allegedly very difficult to print. I wouldn't know, of course.
Of course not.
I think the finished print buzzer's ringing on your printer.
No, that's not due to finish for another 12 hours.
Well, there's a wing.
But I mean, how dumb do you have to be to nick something?
Yeah.
Surely he didn't. Actually, shouldn't assume he. Surely whoever took the case. Let's be honest, it's probably a he.
It's probably a he.
It's statistically speaking a he.
Imagine thinking women are involved in this hobby.
I know, right?
Actually, I did see a thing about that. There was a higher attendance of female competitive players across all systems at this year's LVO.
Yes, but when you set the bar that hot low to start with, it's not hard to add one more person.
No, you know what? You know what did it? They gave extra victory
Female
points for
Space
cleanliness.
Marines. That's right. Female Space Marines.
They gave extra points for cleanliness. That's how they do it in the Magic the Gathering ones.
Look,
You've showered
fair
this
point.
year.
But
Yeah, but no,
there's
there
no
was
way
a bunch
whoever
more females, but the model thing was so stupid.
there's no way whoever took that case knew what was in it.
Mm.
No. Well, see, apparently it was supposed to be just a sealed case where you couldn't see in or out of. It was just taken off top of. But it's one of those things. It's kind of stupid stealing from a booth at somewhere like LVO, where they really do have some of the world's best miniature painters attending with display booths. Like, you know, it's going to be a stupidly high quality. If you start talking to a lot of the artists there as well, you can then, pick a paint job. You can pick the artist by the paint job and what their specific style is. Like, it's really not difficult. And it was just really, really stupid. I don't think it would have been any better if somebody had flogged a player's case. But no,
It would have at the very least been less stupid.
Yeah, like it would have been released models that they would have
models, you cunt.
Yeah.
Like, just
if you had money to get tickets to fucking LVO, you had money to go and buy your own models.
Look, we're assuming that they had bought tickets.
Oh, they ain't getting into LVO without a ticket.
Look, this is true. It is Vegas.
Strangely enough, yeah, no, and it was held at a casino. Like you're talking proper bouncers, proper security stuff.
they break a lot of knees.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly. Just sending for the big swim.
And what? Everything's fucking dried up, cunt.
It's fucking Nevada.
I'm sure that they've got. It's no.
I mean, they have the Hoover Dam, but
yeah,
they do have the Hoover
Dam's
Dam
down the road.
Yeah, but their water levels.
I played for New Vegas.
And look, I'm sure that thing will be
quite
able
low.
to churn. That thing should be able to churn up any bones or anything. It'll be fine. Wow, that got dark.
You'll be drowned in a sink, essentially.
Yeah, see, they're actually finding bodies in Lake Mead.
Of course. Why am I not surprised by this?
Because the water level has dropped to the point that bodies dumped in there from like the 50s onwards
Whoopsie.
are getting found.
And they're all missing kneecaps.
Shame.
Yeah. Anyway,
Corn Corn loves it.
I don't know how I feel about the rules I've seen for the World Eaters.
Look, I am still saying it just to be contrarian, but Cal's wrong about the points. They're not right.
No, the Cal's probably not wrong. Probably not right about the points. It's true.
It's almost certainly wrong.
You say it like I wrote the link sheet.
He did. This is
did.
Look. It's the fact. That's why Cal defends it so vigorously, because he actually wrote it.
And then I sold the only copy to Spiky Bits for an exclusive.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is why you trash Spiky Bits all the time, just so that no one suspects the link. So we're on to you, Callum. We've figured it out.
So I think I don't. In concept, I don't dislike what they've done. It is stripped back. It's simplified. The problem is
it's thematic.
It is that too. The problem, however, is that they're making these decisions during an edition. You can't really do that, because you then are in a situation where you've got massive disparity between things.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, it's like, yeah. On the other hand, like, okay, what they've got 3 warlord traits plus the specific ones for the special characters. They've got 3 relics. And people are like, oh, well, these people have 12 relics and 12 warlord traits. Like, yeah, but most of them are shit.
I don't know if you're trying to do like someone really nerdy there, or if you're doing like a really old
Mr.
man
Popo.
get off my lawn type thing.
I thought it was
Mr.
Tony.
Popo.
I thought it was Tony Harrison. You know nothing of the crunch.
Wow.
But
What's your beef with the Mac?
But I'm off their fucking head.
Wow.
But see, look, I think
I've got me heavy rigs license. No one's got more miles under the bed than me. Yeah, look, it's a tough one, because it's like, okay, they're trying to streamline things, which I think is good, because there is so much like stratagem bloat and warlord trait bloat and webcam failure,
and Callum dying.
And other such things.
Although, can we just stop for a moment and just appreciate how fantastic the frame that Callum's cam froze on was?
It's black for me, so I don't know.
Oh, it froze on the best frame ever. It was pretty great.
But yeah, it's out of place.
It does feel out of place in amongst everything else.
Yeah. Though at the same time, the World Eaters seemed like they would be the least, the faction that'd be the least, not necessarily least splintered, because they're obviously very splintered. But they're not going to have their own special fucking ways of doing things.
Their special way of doing things is run towards enemy, cut enemy with chainsaw.
Yeah.
That's literally that's World Eaters in a nutshell.
Kill, maim, burn. Kill, maim, burn. Kill, maim, and also burn.
Burn,
kill,
maim, and kill.
Maim and burn, and also repeat.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It's and the no Chaos Lord thing's a bit weird.
It is very weird.
It's different.
Of all of the fucking books they've got, of all of the like the faction specific
Callum,
books
stay
they've got.
still. You're going to make me seasick.
Keep doing it. I'm a man of the sea. It calls to me. I wish
so you could say that you are a sea man.
Anyway, Khorne is the one that most would have a Chaos Lord.
Yes. It's
Death Guard and Thousand Suns, not so much. Or Death Guard having a sorcerer still. Like, why the
but the land was a Billy O.T.
God damn it, Cal, that's really stuck in my head now for another week.
Up down, and the boy done Billy Bun Bone.
Soon may the Wellerman come to sugar and tea from... Sorry. Did we just both go for the bass part there?
Yes.
I think we did.
I hate you both so much.
I don't know the lyrics, so I can't join in. with
Dude,
a
like
tenor.
rescue. Bradley,
What's
what
that?
to you? Like,
Maybe you should be better prepared next time.
Well,
Yeah,
next time I
gosh.
will be, you fucking dog. Yeah. That's the only thing I would add in. Oh, I might add in some legionaries. Legionaries and
fucking
a Chaos Lord.
juggernauts. Like,
And
why
yeah,
the fuck?
blood. Where's the
What is
Skull
it?
Crushers?
Yeah.
I think not having legionaries and world eaters is consistent with the other books.
No, it's not.
I mean, you don't have legionaries in Death Guard or Thousand
No,
Suns.
but we have legionary analogs.
Yeah, they have Khorne Berserkers.
I guess.
So
Yeah, but like,
that's
Yeah.
their legionary analog.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they all took the butcher's nails. They're all bat crap crazy.
Yes.
yeah, but they're not all bat crap crazy the same way.
Actually, speaking of,
I
how
mean,
does
like,
the
there's
butcher
a-
introduce his wife?
Oh God, no! Don't do it.
Fucking
no.
hell.
I know where this is
Meat
going.
patty.
Please. God damn it! I knew that's where he was going with that.
What do you call a bear with no ears? But
Oh yes, Dad.
I was going for another spit take.
No, that's not happening. I'm not. No, we're not doing that again.
Next time you have a sip,
Oh.
I'm prepared.
Anyway,
But look, no, Zach, you're wrong. They don't need legionnaires. I do think they need some kind of Chaos Lord equivalent. I mean, the one on the Juggernaut is cool and fine, but they need one on foot.
mhm.
And let's be honest, the one on the Juggernaut is going to be made as the character.
Yes.
Lord Invocatus is a
Yeah.
beefy boy.
Yes.
Lord
Yes.
Avocado.
But they need Skull Crushers. They need
Yeah.
to have a fast. They need to have a fast attack option.
Well, see, I think that's the thing.
Can they
like,
not
they're
take
going to be
dedicated
allied.
transports?
Of course, they can take
Yeah,
dedicated
they
transports. They've got a Rhino,
Yeah, so
but
just
you want
throw
you want fucking berserkers on Juggernauts, Skull Crushers.
They get the fly keyword.
Yeah,
They
that
don't
makes
get
sense.
the fly keyword. What?
Yeah, the Lord on Juggernaut. He gets the fly keyword.
No, he fucking doesn't.
He does.
Yes, he does.
He does.
Why?
Just to upset you, Zach.
Which makes for a hilarious interaction where he can start chopping at flyers. Hemlock Wraith Fighters. He's jumping up and getting them.
He's jumping up and getting the Night Scythe zipping past
Why
the
is he
supersonic speed. Oh, that's fantastic. So
Yep.
I play World Eaters now, just to upset Zach.
Because I'm flying. But no, seriously, it is fantastic. Yeah.
Surely that is something they put on there specifically to be like, if this cunt leaks this, we know who it is.
And then they did it to everybody that they gave the book to, including the printer.
Oh, what?
They accidentally sent the troll book to the printer.
I
think that's what happened with squats.
No. What happened was James Workshop set it up like that from the get-go with the intention of releasing a video just telling everyone to fuck off, and then he wimped out at the last minute.
James Workshop was censored.
Well, I guess there you go. Censorship is real, everyone.
Actually, did we talk about James Workshop's comments on the D&D controversy?
When it happened.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did talk about that.
We did talk about that when it happened. It was very
last
amusing.
thing I want to say is, I expect that the World Eaters Codex is going to be nerfed extensively quickly after release.
Blood type points, especially.
Blood type maybe, but like,
what's given and how it's gotten. I think
if that
see a
leak is
change.
correct, I think everything's just too cheap.
Angron's gonna get Angron is like turn one charge. That's insane. Lord Invocatus
And a big one.
allows multiple units to have a turn one charge.
Oh, I thought he would have had like fairy dust, so he gives out an aura of fly.
No, but what it does is at the start of the first battle rounds, before the first turn begins, you can select up to 2 World Leaders core units within 9 inches. They make a normal move. And then on top of that, he's got a 6-inch aura of each time that unit is selected to make a normal move advance, add 2 inches to the movement's characteristic.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So you can have an 8-inch Khorne wants it move on 2 full squads of Zerks at the start of the game, and then they move 6 inches, and then they charge into you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a long charge,
don't
but
forget
it's doable.
that. Yeah, don't forget also with Blood Ties stuff, as well as Elite Stratagem, they have advance and charge.
Which they should. They're fucking berserkers. But
that means potentially we're looking at almost across the board with fucking...
And then on top of that, you shoot the berserkers and you kill one of them, they move again.
Yep. And they get a Blood Tithe point. Oh wait, no, that's only if the unit.
That's only if the unit died.
Yeah. So either the leak is bullshit, or it's getting a massive nerf straight away.
It's probably going to get a massive nerf straight away.
And look, the leak's not bullshit now because we've seen them be played on Warhammer Plus.
Most of what has been leaked has been confirmed. The thing I will say though is, I'm not complaining because I feel like this is such a massive fucking spanner in the meta. Yeah. Like a meta that is all about no interaction, being a little bitch and hiding and shooting things, and you just drop an army that's like, nah, we're coming for you, you fucking muppet.
And you know what the coolest thing about this is? That the world's #1 top ranked player, Dean Sinback for the Blood Gods, is Khorne obsessed. He has saved up, I was talking to him a while back, and he has saved up all of his tournament win vouchers and store credits from winning tournaments and stuff like that, specifically for release day. And he is just going to go out and drop. He said he's got about $3,000 in vouchers. And on live stream recently, he painted up 88 berserkers just in preparation. He is ready.
Look,
this is the world's #1.
They may be the only army in the game who want to be close to Custodes.
That's going to be a good matchup. I'd love to see competitive players with Khorne versus Custodes.
I reckon it'd be so much fucking fun.
Oh, the bloodshed.
Oh, yeah. Especially no Armor of Contempt. Because it's like, the amount of attacks that these cunts put out will hurt the Custodes. But then the Custodes hit back just as hard. Yeah. It's like every failed save, and with -3 AP, there will be failed saves.
But
Dead Zerk.
Look, with the Blood Tithe mechanic, I think we'll start to see a lot of plays like what we used to see with Strength from Death, because their whole mechanic played on you want something to die for those actions. If you want something to die out now, you could position it fairly easily to make sure that you have the points to get the big thing off.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see some strategy there.
And from what I understand, they work much like Power from Pain.
Yeah,
they're permanent buffs. So you have +1 to hit, 6 in melee auto wound, +1 AP in melee, +1 attacks, +1 to advance and charge, plus a 5+ save against mortals, 6 up feel no pain against everything, and Angry Ron comes back next turn.
See, this is my issue with
this one. Stupidest thing is that Angry Ron keeps coming back.
When Angron dies, he gives 3 Blood Tithe points. To revive him, it takes 3 Blood Tithe points.
Yeah, he's basically he gives it to us, but he's
guaranteed to return.
Yeah. And I think, especially if he is 360 points, he's going to be in every list. He should be in every list anyway, because he's phenomenal.
He's going to get the shit nerfed out of him so hard.
No fight twice for Khan the Betrayer. Oh no,
Shame.
he'll only have 10 attacks.
Khan didn't change much at all. Like, we saw a tiny update in
does he still have that
White Dwarf supplement?
Mortal wound rule?
He does.
That's fucking stupid.
It's not thematic at all.
It's not thematic.
It's tried to be, but it missed.
The original one was thematic. This dude can never re-roll his hits. And every one to hit, hits an ally nearby.
Yeah.
Seems
That's fantastic.
You weren't punished, just like you say, you ran the risk of being out with the boys, but you weren't punished for running him anything other than solo.
Yeah.
Which the mortal wound thing, it punishes you.
And look, a solo character,
because it basically means like, oh yeah,
wound.
sweet, I'm near you, so therefore every time that we fire, every time we do anything, one of your berserkers dies.
Yeah. Let's just give him a bundle of attacks, minimal wounds, and make him run by himself. That's like, I don't think we're going to see Khan in any competitive list.
I definitely don't think so. You'll see.
Although, maybe given the blood tithe, if you're starting to chop down your own units, that could speed some points up.
That's slow.
It's a risky play.
That's a slow play, and that's a lot of points. I reckon you'll see double Juggerlord.
Yeah.
And Angron.
Yep.
That's what I reckon you'll see.
You'll get Angry Ron, the Juglord, and
Invocatus.
The Avocado, yeah.
Yeah, the Avocado.
Is that what we're calling him now? I'm okay with this.
The Avocado.
the red avocado.
Demon Prince and Master of Executions could be cool.
But not for that slot. That's the thing.
Yeah, I feel like Master of Execution is going into a HQ. Well, it seems thematic, but it seems like they're replacing the Chaos Lord with him, and I don't think that makes sense.
Look, I think
did you say mergers and acquisitions?
Yes, mergers and acquisitions.
Look, there are plenty of HQ slots with Arcs of Open Play.
Yeah, that's the thing with Arcs of Omen, you got 4 HQ slots.
Yeah.
You which is by no means bad. I think I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to run an Arcs of Omen detachment probably for most of our games, because I think because none of us are.
Because it's now match play rules.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to use it.
Yes,
well,
you
do. But we don't play match play. We play Tempest.
Yeah, but we played using a lot of match play elements.
Tempest is still technically a match play thing, but you can play different versions of match play. You don't have to be playing Arcs of Omen. But I think it makes sense. But I'm having a quick squeeze now. So one thing I think is very interesting is
your mum, I got him.
Got him. I mean, the +1 attack and +1 strength for the MOE and for the Demon Prince is so they're strength 8.
Yeah.
Corn wants it.
And the Master of Executions is strength 5. So he's now finally. Oh look, he's the same as a Custodius now with his Axe of Dismemberment.
Which is a nice weapon.
I'm looking forward to seeing Custodies
2 mortals on 6.
You're not gonna see Custodies dismembered by him.
Yes, we are.
No, you aren't.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Might be as a cleanup crew. Absolute maybe. Throw him into Sisters and they're gonna disappear.
Yeah, but Sisters are a lot cheaper now, which I like very much.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy. It means I'm going to send more.
I was going to say I have a feeling that this is going to backfire on me.
However,
look, we are definitely slipping some Tau into that order.
Did they drop Armor of Contempt to boost sales of Armor of Contempt factions? Because you can run them all as hordes now.
You can run them all as hordes now.
They put Armor of Contempt in there just as an excuse to drop it later and drop the points at the same time.
I love that the rumors of the like the whole speculation of what Space Marines 2.0 that they were going to get it in their book and all this kind of thing was going to happen, and then they gave it to squats and then removed it.
Yeah.
Look, they could still put it in Space Marines 2.0, couldn't they? That's not out yet, is it?
No, it's not.
They could still put it in Space. They could still put AOC in Space Marines.
I still don't think the changes they made to Space Marines are enough to save him.
Not vanilla ones, no. They're going to have to start and we know they are, but they're going to have to start releasing supplements for Space Marines to kind of come up enough. Yeah, and better than the Spaceballs one.
And then they're going to release 10th edition next year. and Space Marine players are going to be super salty for spending another $80 on a book that lasts 6 months.
Well, look, they should not play.
You want
Space
to get super salty about a book being replaced. The new Arc of Omens goes on fucking sale on Saturday,
and in 3 months, the second one's going to go on sale.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was what 4-6 weeks ago, something like that. The first Arc of Omens came out. It wasn't long.
True.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I think these ones are supposed to build on the campaign and not replace it completely.
No, it's building, and it's also lore and stuff like that.
Which we don't care about because there's no JJs.
Red Butchers is a shit stratagem.
Yeah,
it's very disappointing.
That was the disappointment part. Like, one, it's a bad stratagem. Two, that there's no actual Red Butchers.
Just to do a Red Butchers data sheet. That's all you got to do.
8 bounds being able to drop in from turn 1 is very nice.
Built-in Night Lords, yeah.
Plus 1 attack and strength on the charge, and when charged and heroically intervening is very nice.
When writing the World Eaters book, they were just like, let's give these guys the squats treatment, but instead of every army's rule, just all of the Chaos faction rules.
Which is fine, because Chaos faction, like the book, there is a couple of cool things out of each faction, but it's still not enough to break something.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. I mean, you're right, but you're wrong.
Votan are bad, and we don't talk about Votan. I do love that Khan is always overcharged.
Look, I just think every plasma weapon ever should always be overcharged.
He's strength 6. He an angry boy.
Yeah.
9 wounds. Core rerolls 1 to hit, makes sense. End movement phase, if any friends with 3 to pick 1 on 2+ causes 2 models. That's not terrible. Yeah, why the fuck does Invocatus have fly?
It was circled.
And then he has his axe of fuck your invuln save.
Which is relevant now.
Yeah, invulns matter again.
Yeah, Jackals. I mean, look, honestly, Death Guard Terminators are still the best Terminators in the game. Nothing's changed there.
Depends on how you want to define best.
They are still T5 with a 2+, 4+, and -1 damage. And
Most
3
durable, yes.
As far as a one-on-one.
They're still the best Terminators in the game. They're still the best Terminators in the game.
Debatable.
Your Terminators are shit, Jono. Both the Chaos ones and your Grey Knights ones.
No, they're not. You're wrong.
Yes, they are.
You're wrong.
I'm not.
As usual.
We'll put your 10 Grey Knights Terminators and my 6 Grethrout into a 1v1, and we'll see what happens.
I have dice right here.
Jackals could be interesting.
They do look pretty cool.
Very choppy. Very choppy. But of course are still just cultists. 8 bound, T6, strength 6, T5, 3 wounds, 3+, 5+.
Enough.
Exalted 8 bound.
Well,
3+,
look,
4+.
Zach could probably ramble on reading stuff all night, and it would be thoroughly entertaining. And he probably will. But we're almost out of time. So, Cal, over under. What units did you pick? And please tell me you actually stuck to one franchise this time.
I can pick a different franchise, like, if you want. Like, I literally played 3 brand new systems to me this week.
Okay, so did you pick anything from Warhammer, or did you just?
Yeah, did you pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I stuck to Warhammer because of the heathenistic crowd that we have.
Well, look, we're gonna flip the coin, and it comes up as squat, so we're going over.
Over.
Yep. What are we nerfing?
So this one is not an actual model, but a rule.
A rule, acceptable. Well, technically not acceptable, but I'm making an exception.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's...
Wound capping is an overpowered rule.
Yeah. So when you take something like the Avatar of Cain, which is very, very choppy...
He doesn't have wound capping, though. He has damage reduction.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, when you start to look at the bigger models, like, if you put a wound cap now on the Avatar of Cain, that would be ridiculous.
Okay, so a thing that isn't going to
So
happen.
the thing that's not going to happen would be ridiculous. Shocker.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like we see it on Abby Daddy, which has made him probably one of the most played models.
Yeah, but when it comes
of sticks,
when
and
it
the
comes,
fact that people play him in things that aren't back legion is fucking heresy.
Look, when it comes to wound caps, though, the only things that they put them on, either they stick to a small wound cap on something that doesn't have a lot of wounds anyway, or
Catan shards,
Phoenix Lords. Not a lot of wounds there anyway, so having a wound cap
6 wounds on the Phoenix Lords, I think, isn't it? So 2 turns, the 2 raises, if they do 3 wounds, they're fucking dead still.
Yeah, or in case of the Exalted Bloodthirster, they put it at 8 wounds. It's like
He also has like 20 something. He's got like
well, that's
20,
my point. Even though it has more wounds, they set the wound cap much higher.
This is true, and Gaz is like his is 4, and his was kind of like the big one after the Catan shards. Was Gaz
as far as I'm concerned, the purpose of a wound cap is to just stop you from one-shotting it.
Yeah, imagine having a wound cap on what is supposed to be the Demon Primarch of the toughest sons of bitches in the world.
No.
Anyway, Death Guard are bad. I love them, and I will continue to play them, but they are bad.
Okay, Calm. Look, tell us, how would you fix this rule? Because I don't think it's broken. I think it's fine.
Look, I think it's fine at the moment. But as we've seen with GW, there was always some kind of outplay for the next model, next release. As long as they don't start to get a little overbearing with it, it could be fine. But I think it could quite easily be abused and go on some pretty insane things. I think
just as long as they don't turn it into a stratagem, that'd be stupid.
They already have. That exists.
I'm pretty sure that exists.
Yeah.
Fuck.
There is I can't remember who as well, but there is definitely a strat where you can't take more than, I think it is 3 wounds in that particular phase.
What faction it is though.
Yeah, it's escaping me too, but no, it definitely exists.
I think it exists.
I mean, wound caps have been.
Well, it's like transhuman physiology. It's like 1 command point, so you just be like, no, you can't hurt me. Fuck you. Which is naff. But I, for one, welcome being able to turn my squad of 10 custodians with sword and board into a thing that is only woundable on 4+, and you can't reroll against.
I would rather not.
I'd love to see it.
And they're Aquil on shield, so they're actually they've got a +1 save and -1 AP. All defensive, they ignore -1 AP, so they're basically like, fuck you, we have armor of contempt.
To everything.
It won't happen because I like my Shadow Keepers and Dreadhost too much. Yeah, unless I'm playing Grey Knights or Thousand Suns, in which case Empress Chosen, obviously. Because I hate Psychers. Yes.
All right, so just quickly before you go, I do want to ask you guys something. I think
we're not playing Marvel Crisis Protocol.
No, that's fine, but it does kind of relate. Because I know Mitch has been somewhat receptive to the ideas of different game systems, even going to as far as trying to design a system. What is it that actually holds you guys back from wanting to try different systems and different styles of play when it comes to stuff like this?
Oh, that's easy.
For me,
apathy.
Money.
Yeah, but when we all have something like TTS. And there's free mod packs for a lot of these things.
Interest.
It's the old-fashioned saying, time is money, and I'm extremely time poor. I don't have time to venture outside of what I already do. I already have way too expensive hobbies.
See, but that's the thing, because protocol is pretty expensive when you really boil
it's not down, the actual money part of it that's really the concern. It's the time bit. I don't have the time.
I'm not interested in things like Marvel. I'm not interested in Star Wars Legion.
You can get in and out of a game like Protocol or Shatterpoint when that comes out. In under an hour, you can play a full 5 turns.
Yeah, but that's
stuff still... like Infinity, same thing. You can get in and out in an hour.
Yeah, but in that time, I'd rather be playing Warhammer, and the amount of time that it takes to get there and set up, you got to organize and meet up with someone to play it. I mean, I can play a game of Fallout Wasteland Warfare in 30 minutes, and it has elements to play it against artificial intelligence, which is just, it's an RNG, basically.
He still doesn't do it.
And I don't do it because I don't have the time to.
Wait, what? So you already play a system that takes less time to play, but you don't play because you want to play the long game because you've got less time to play.
Because if I'm putting in all of the effort to go and organize to actually do it, then it's got to go for longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, but say like in the same
Feel
time
free to quote me out of
run-
context on that. I'd love to see the out of context quote lines on that.
But see, like in that same kind of breath, like, you know, if you did set up a game or the play space, like in the 3 hours, 4 to 5 hours, if we're being realistic, on a Saturday is when you guys play, you could fit many games in of a few different systems, like the
No,
the
you
Wasteland
can't.
stuff.
I'm involved. No, you can't.
Yeah, Zach's involved, so you can't.
Yeah, well, Zach goes and plays his own game.
Look, it's not so much I'm not interested in
Wow.
those things. It's just when you rank what I'm
Wow.
interested in, I'm more likely to want to
Yeah.
play Warhammer with that time.
Wow. I think we need to cancel Mitchell.
What did Mitchell? God damn it, Mitchell.
Is there something in
Oh,
the
you've
chat?
just checked the chat now.
Wow.
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 Yeah, I'll have you know I am part Jewish.
Here, Zach, Mitch, can you just swap cameras, please? But look, we're not going to say what Mitchell posted in the chat. We will be sending him straight to HR for that. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us if you think that the thing that Mitchell posted in our chat that you did not see, thanks Sithis for that, was appropriate or not. Doesn't matter that you don't know what it is. Just decide if it was appropriate or not, and we'll see you all next time.
Proudly brought to you by Parabellum Games.